An object is traveling with a velocity in a circular path whose radius is 65 meters. Its acceleration is 3 meters per second squared. What is its velocity? So we remember that the equation for centripetal acceleration is given by a centripetal is equal to v squared over r. Now we want to solve this equation for v. So you have to get v alone. So what we're going to do is multiply both sides first by r. This will give us v squared is equal to a centripetal times r. Now I just flipped what side of the equal sign they're on. It doesn't really matter. Both of them are equal to one another, so whichever way I write it is still perfectly valid. Just make sure you don't do anything else that's not following from the algebra here. So we've seen now that v squared is equal to the centripetal acceleration times the radius of our path. But we want just our velocity. So to do that, we're going to take the square root of both sides, which will give us v is equal to the square root of a centripetal times our radius. Now, we remember that our givens, we're given that we are following a path whose radius is 65 meters. We know that it's undergoing a centripetal acceleration of 3 meters per second squared. So to solve for the velocity, we simply plug in our two values, multiply, take the square root, and then we should have the velocity of our object as it follows along this circular path. So now let's do that. So v is equal to square root of a centripetal is 3 meters per second squared, and we have a radius of 65 meters. Now, if we carry out this multiplication, we're going to find that we have a 65 times 3 is going to be 195 meters squared per second squared. And if we take the square root of that, we're going to find that v is approximately equal to 13.96 meters per second. So this corresponds to answer choice D, 13.96 meters per second.